Welcome back, everybody. Today, I want to talk to you about how to get or give, depending on if you're the employee or the employer, zero cost healthcare, unlimited access to zero cost healthcare. Now, this is not health insurance, so I want to clear the air on that first. This is absolutely not health insurance. This is called a health management plan. And this is a Section 125 cafeteria plan. And what it does is it provides access to those on the plan to $0 out of pocket cost health benefits. This is going to be things like unlimited urgent care, primary care doctor visits at a $0 copay. This is going to be things like preventative care at a $0 copay. Personal health manager, unlimited prescriptions, unlimited virtual primary and urgent care, and mental health care as well. And the reason that we can do this is because we're using what's called the Section 125 cafeteria plan. And so I'll get into the tax breakdowns in a second and how we're actually funding it. But it's a very cool plan simply because it does not mess with your major medical. So if you have, a Cigna, a Blue Shield, or a Kaiser or something like that, some large health insurance company, you're working with them, this is just a bolt-on. Because it's a cafeteria plan, it's just a bolt-on. It does not have anything to do, it does not mess with that plan whatsoever. Think of your major medical as your castle. And then the champ plan, that's going to be the moat around the castle, right? So we're going to use the champ plan before we use the major medical when applicable. It's not always going to work out like that, but if you have, a sore throat and you need to go to urgent care. Well, you could do one of two things. You could go to urgent care, or you could use the telemed service, the virtual care. But let's just assume you're going into urgent care. Instead of handing them your Blue Shield, you would hand them your Champ Plan card. What that would do is that would take it from a $30 or $40 copay down to a $0 copay. And so the Champ Plan would pay for that. Then let's say they prescribe some antibiotics. Those antibiotics, when they get sent to the pharmacy, instead of that being paid for out of pocket, that's actually going to be paid for at $0 cost to you through the Champ Plan. Now, the caveat to that is about 15% of our formulary is actually going to be $1, but we have a very robust formulary with about 85% at $0 out of pocket to you, if you're on the Champ Plan, obviously. So that is kind of what you should know about how to get access to $0 healthcare. Very, very simple plan. The funding for this, because obviously it's not free, let me walk you through it here. The funding for this is going to be through your paycheck. So if you're an employee, you're going to be paying for this. If you're an employer, your employees will be paying for this. And so, as we can see here with this paycheck example, we have a gross pay of $4,000. We take out taxes, federal, state, Medicare, Social Security, etc. We take out the medical, we take out the 401k, we take out the Roth, we're deducting those things, and you're left with $3,090 and some change. When we very simply overlay the Champ Plan to pay for all of those benefits, what we're doing is we're going to take a $1,200 pre-tax deduction. That pre-tax deduction funds the plan. On a post-tax basis, we are going to add back $1,130 as a claims benefit. Now, because we took that $1,200 pre-tax deduction, we just reduced your taxes accordingly. So federal income tax, state tax, Medicare tax, Social Security, those decreased accordingly with that $1,200 deduction. So as you can see, the medical is still coming out, the 401k is still coming out, the Roth still coming out, but we were able to decrease the actual taxes by taking that $1,200 pre-tax deduction. From here, as you can see, that reflects that we actually increased the paycheck. Even though we paid for the plan, we still increased the paycheck from $3,090 and some change to $3,200 and some change. So about $111 in this example. And that's because we're taking that pre-tax deduction and adding back a post-tax claims benefit to the employee that's tax-free. So big picture, if you're an employee, you're going to have an increase in take-home pay. You are going to have all of those benefits. You're going to get access to $0 unlimited health care. Now, if you break your arm, you're not going to use the Champ plan. You're going to use your major medical. If you have a cold and you just need to go to the doctor to get some prescriptions for that, use some antibiotics or something like that, you're going to use the Champ plan, $0 out of pocket, right? So it's not a magic. It's not magic or anything like that. It's just an employee benefit that's at no net cost to your business, to the business owner, the owner of your company. If you're an employee watching this, or you if you are if you own the company, or CFO, something like that. Now, because we are taking that $1,200 pre-tax benefit, we actually do not have to pay the 7.65% FICA match on that $1,200, which is approximately $91.80 a month. Now, the program costs $44 a month to administer, so Champ does take that out, leaving you with the tax savings of a fixed tax savings of $573 a year and 60 cents per employee on the Champ plan. So if you have 100 employees enrolled, you're saving $57,000 and some change every single year in payroll taxes. Now, we're giving your employees a take-home pay increase. Now, because this plan is offering those health benefits, we're going to be taking away a lot of the claims utilization from your major medical, so it's not uncommon to see a decrease in renewals. I talked to a CFO today who was mentioning how they're seeing 20% renewal increases on their health insurance. I see averages of 5 to 10 from the research I've done and from the people that I talked to. Today was the first time I heard 20% renewals. So because we're taking a lot of that stress off of the major medical when we're doing, urgent care, primary care, things like that, we're actually going to help at least flatten the curve on the renewals. And then additionally, depending on how your workers' comp insurance premiums are calculated, there could potentially, not a guarantee, but potentially be a decrease there as well. All by giving your employees access to $0 healthcare, unlimited $0 healthcare. So, hope you found this useful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment or go down in the description. There is a link to my calendar. Happy to meet with you on the Champ plan. This is a phenomenal plan. Every business, in my opinion, with more than 5 employees, W-2, should be using this because it's strong enough on its own to be a standalone plan. Additionally, it's a great benefit to add, even if you have major medical, because this does not mess with your major medical whatsoever. This is a bolt-on. Again, think of your major medical as the castle, and then Champ plan is the moat around the castle. So, hope you have a great day. Take care. Bye.